There's always a choice right in front of us. In October 2014, this was mine. Pursue a stable teaching career in my home state of Virginia, or jump into the wild, unknown world of international teaching. Well, I'm recording this from Brazil, so I guess you know which one I chose. But 23-year-old me wasn't thinking about, is this going to be good for my career? I was focused on the adventure. And so that's the question we're going to explore today. Was international teaching a good career move for me? And could it be a good career move for you? Welcome to Educators at the Cafe. I'm Christina. I'm an elementary school teacher from the USA, and I have 10 years of international teaching experience. I've moved abroad 6 times, worked in 4 top-ranked international schools in 3 different global regions, and now my mission is to support educators who also want to have the experience of teaching and living abroad. You're in the right place if you are a specialist teacher, elementary, early childhood, middle school, high school, or an administrator, and I think that my information will be most valuable to you if you are already a licensed educator who is working in a full-time role. If you're seeking information about teaching English abroad, I would like to direct your attention to this channel because that is not my specialty. I taught in English, but I did not teach English as a second language. Career consideration number 1, onboarding and mentorship. Most great international schools have a system. Because they welcome in newly arrived faculty year after year, they know how to anticipate what needs, what questions, and where to direct newly arrived teachers, the newbies, for support. Some schools will also have a volunteer buddy system so that you have a personal guide to go to if you want some support going to the grocery store for the first time or figuring out how to order something online. Overall, these schools set up their onboarding to be supportive so that you are not doing this alone. It was a big benefit to my confidence to know that I could arrive in a new environment and be expected to ask questions, and that someone would always be available to support me very willingly, even if my questions seemed totally dumb. But that's your personal life. In your professional life, you might have a mentor. I've had mentors within my grade level, within the elementary division, and even once an instructional literacy coach. The mentor is sometimes matched with you, depending on the school, or you might find someone who you really look up to and you want to learn with them throughout the year, and especially gain feedback. My first mentor really helped me get up to speed with all of the school internal systems, like the curriculum, the resources, and the gradebook. And she gave me invaluable tips about how to communicate well with the families in my first grade classroom within the first couple of weeks of school. Here's the key takeaway. The structured support you receive from the start at international schools is a career highlight in my book. Knowing that you aren't expected to navigate this transition alone and instead have the guidance and resources you need puts you in a position where you can develop trust in yourself and your community, which builds your career confidence. Having supportive people around you seems to boost your career potential. Career consideration number 2, professional advancement opportunities. Everyone's always talking about growing and developing in your professional career. Well, you can still do that while working internationally. In fact, international schools invest heavily in the professional development of their faculty members, and it's a win-win scenario. As professional educators move and transition between schools, the pool of knowledge and skills that those educators have just keeps increasing. That leads me to 3 professional advancement opportunities that I think you'll find in most international schools. The first is continual learning. Most international schools will have PD, professional development opportunities, monthly if not weekly. These might include conferences, workshops, or a guest speaker coming in to talk to the teaching community and boost everyone's skills. You'll also be encouraged to gain certifications, and if you express an interest to your leadership, they might even match you with a conference or a workshop opportunity that lines up with your professional goals. For example, if I mentioned to my assistant principal, I'm interested in doing more science education development, and then a conference comes up, say in Oman, I'm able to go to that conference and I will come back with all that new knowledge and skill to give to my students, to my current international school community, and to take with me as I progress in my career. You could also have the opportunity to deliver your own conference or workshop. Sometimes schools are looking to do a district-wide or a school-wide event, and they want teachers to bring their own knowledge and skills to the forefront. I've been able to lead a reading workshop with colleagues and deliver information to my community about math education. The second professional advancement opportunity that you'll probably have at a good international school is the opportunity to take on a leadership role. International schools often have various leadership positions available, some with less responsibility, like recess activities coordinator or school improvement team leader, and some with more, such as department head, team lead, or new math program curriculum coordinator. I got to work on a math team that was deciding the new direction for our curriculum and ordering the resources. Teachers are often encouraged to apply to be a team lead for the upcoming year, and if you see a need, you might be able to create a position if you bring that specific need to your leadership team and discuss how you'd be able to fill it. I know a colleague who created an outreach literacy program that served the local community that involved reading to children twice a week off campus. Of course, there are also the traditional leadership roles, director, principal, administrator, that you can track into while teaching internationally, similar to how you would back home. The third professional advancement opportunity that most international schools will have is global networking. It's very likely you'll connect with educators from all over the world. You might form some lifelong friendships, and you'll have the opportunity to craft long-lasting professional relationships too. You often enter the school with a small group of other educators who are also new, and in the first few months, many of us bond and become close friends, since we are exploring and going through the same visa documentation hoops together. I usually meet the people who will become my best friends on the van the first morning in country. That is, if we didn't already run into each other in the online chats, or even in the transit airport beforehand. Key takeaway number 2, you don't lose career growth when you move abroad. In fact, you might gain opportunities to lead, innovate, and make a tangible impact on your school community. Career consideration number 3, level up in life. Which skills come to mind when you think of a job listing? Flexibility, creative thinking, problem solving? In my experience, teaching abroad forces you to learn these. For example, adaptability. In each of my moves, I was of course open to new experiences, and I had to strengthen my adaptability skill. I was taking on new inputs, such as new languages, also navigating new systems like the banking system and the government regulations, and of course living in a completely new place in a new climate. Attractive career skills sometimes can't be proven until you need them, like adaptability. You can't become more flexible when life is stagnant. Neo didn't know he could backbend until he had to. But do something enough times and the skill develops. Someday you'll be looking at all the HR paperwork and dealing with an unexpected host country situation, and it will be old hat. Easy peasy. Because this is just what you do. Becoming more adaptable also really helps in your classroom and in professional relationships when tensions arise. Speaking of tension, raise your hand if you've had student loan debt. As an American teacher, I walked out of my master's degree program with a mountain of debt. And it wasn't part of my plan, but the financial benefits of working at top quality international schools have been substantial. I've paid off my student loans within 10 years. Yay! Many international schools offer competitive salaries, housing allowances, and travel benefits, which can make a significant difference in your financial health. I've known colleagues who retired after they worked overseas for a few years as an ending to their career, and I know folks like me who have earned, saved, and invested and are now more financially secure in their 30s. I did prioritize getting ahead on my payments, but I didn't sacrifice exploring my host country, traveling to see friends and family, and making my dream life a reality within that same decade. Key takeaway number 3, teaching abroad can level up your life in ways that you don't even expect right now. It might be financial benefits, it might be learning adaptability, it might be meeting your life partner. You never know until you try. All that to say, was teaching abroad the best career move I could have made at 23? Absolutely. This adventure has allowed me to grow as an educator, build an incredible global network, and experience things I probably wouldn't have had I stayed put and followed the clearly marked path. But that's my experience. Teaching abroad is a risk. There are a lot of unknowns and you might hate it. You have to decide what's best for you and your career. Regarding career growth and personal fulfillment, teaching internationally has been a win for me. If you're ready to prepare to teach internationally next year, I'd love to help you get started. You can contact me to request guided support on how you can begin your adventure at educatorsatthecafe.com or watch this video next. Are you qualified to teach internationally? Thank you for joining me today. Ciao for now.